From Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, it is game number 88 as tonight the Cleveland Guardians and the Chicago White Sox open up a big 4-game weekend series on what is going to be a 4th of July weekend. Hi again, everybody. This is Tom Hamilton along with Jim Rosenhaus and Brian Motze, and it is hot and it is steamy on the shores of Lake Erie as a full force of summer has descended upon Northeast Ohio and much of the country. It's not just here in Cleveland, and we are ready for baseball, and it'll be a continuation of the season series that began on the last road trip when the Cleveland Guardians lost 2 out of 3 against the Chicago White Sox on the south side. But what a tremendous series that was, because all 3 games, the 2 Chicago wins and the 1 Cleveland win, all decided by 1 run. And you might see the very same thing this weekend. Nip and tuck affairs between the top 2 ball clubs in the American League's Central Division. Chicago leads the division now with a record of 45-40. That's 1 game better than the Cleveland Guardians, who come in at 45-42. Makes this ballpark play very, very small. Not a cloud in the sky, breeze blowing out, and it's not a breeze that will cool you off. It's like a furnace blowing out toward the right field. 325 down the lines, 370 to left center, 375 to right center, 400 to dead center. The 19-foot wall from the left field corner to center, then 9 feet tall from center. From the left field corner to center, then 9 feet tall from center. Toward into right center, a base hit, and we're underway at the corner of Carnegie and Ontario. A game time temp of 91 degrees. So Antonacci got a sinker and jumped on it, and let's see if that's the White Sox plan of attack. Be aggressive and try to ambush Slade Ciccone early in the count. Here's Miguel Vargas having the best year of his career. He is one of just 2. Another product of the University of Virginia. Boy, that's been a premier college baseball program. Now the 0-1, Teal waves at it. Tardy. The 0-2, and it's up and away, 1-2. That's turned into a pretty darn good trade for the Chicago White Sox. Garrett Crochet was runner-up in the Cy Young vote a year ago for Boston, but he's been hurt much of this year. Chicago got 4 youngsters back. The pitch swung on, fouled out of play down the left side, and the count remains 1-2. In that trade, White Sox got their starting second baseman, Chase Mydroth, outfielder Braden Montgomery, who's in right field tonight, plus Kyle Teal, and a pitcher. The 1-2 pitch, and before it's made, a lob to first. Back is Antonacci. So you've got 3 starters in tonight's lineup for the White Sox, all coming in that Garrett Crochet trade. Now the runner takes off. Ciccone throws to second. Easy tag by Rocchio. Wow. Antonacci a little over aggressive. He just broke for second with Ciccone in the set position. All he had to do was step off, throw to second. The shortstop, Brian Rocchio, took the throw, and Antonacci was out by a mile. So he picks off Antonacci. That's out number 2. And the next pitch to Teal, and he fouls it straight back. White Sox are a ball club that will run quite a bit. They're 7th in the league in steals. They're very athletic. They hit for average. They hit for power. Now the 1-2, and it's down low, and the count 2-2. So 2 outs, nobody on base, no score, top half of inning number 1. What's been interesting, though, is White Sox, Jekyll and Hyde. They're not very good on the road. They're phenomenal at home. Now the 2-2 pitch. And it swung on and missed, struck him out to end the inning. So Slade Ciccone, with the help of that pickoff, has a quick inning. And even though it was a leadoff single to start the game, no damage done. Cleveland coming to bat.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Wednesdays are for unwinding and for wine. At P.F. Chang's, your midweek reset just got better because every Wednesday, bottles of wine are half off. So text the group chat, make a plan, and turn in.
Cleveland will face the right-hander Davis Martin. First time he has seen Cleveland this year, having an all-star type year. 6'2", 215. Martin, right-handed, 29 years of age. Fastball, sinker, cutter, curve, slider, change. Travis Bazzano almost got hit in the back foot with the first pitch to start the bottom of the first. No score. Cleveland, all left-handed batters tonight except Gabriel Arias against the right-hander. Martin, he's ready, and the right-hander sets, delivers, and it's high. Both starting pitchers tonight do not use a windup. Both work out of the set or out of the stretch, whichever you prefer to call it. Bazzano batting .245, 7 homers, 25 RBIs, and he takes at the top of the zone a strike, 2-1. Well, you cannot be more Jekyll and Hyde than what Davis Martin is as far as pitching in Chicago or pitching on the road. It's stunning. The pitch, and it's swung on and missed. Now the 0-1. Swung on, ripped on the ground by the diving Meidroth into right, a base hit. Bazzano makes the turn. He'll scamper to third. And the Guardians are threatening with their 2 rookies going back-to-back with singles to right. And DeLauder, since coming off the injured list and still playing with a broken rib, is 9 for his last 19. And Cleveland's got something going early. And here's Kyle Manzardo hitting in the 3-hole, batting .231, 10 homers, 29 runs batted in. White Sox can't explain why Davis Martin, or any of their pitchers for that matter, are so much better at home than they are on the road. Infield back, the pitch, and it's swung on, golf foul down the left side, strike 1. The White Sox as a team, their earned run average on the road as a team, 528. That is 2 runs higher than it is when they pitch in Chicago. For the whole pitching staff, 2 runs worse on the road. Now the 0-1. In tight, almost hit him. And it's why the White Sox are 9 games under 500 on the road, 14 games above 500 at home. No score, Cleveland threatening the pitch. And he missed off the outside corner with a curveball. 2-1 the count. Martin in 4 previous starts against Cleveland, 1-3 career ERA against the Guardians. Now the 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. And a rocky start here in the first for Davis Martin. First and third, nobody out, no score yet. And Mansardo in a great hitter's count. 3 balls and a strike. By the way, Davis Martin in 16 starts has only allowed 6 home runs. The pitch. And he nailed the outside corner. Full count. Martin also gets a lot of ground balls with a sinker and has induced 11 ground ball double plays this year. That is tremendous. White Sox looking for one here. They'll concede a run to turn 2. The payoff pitch. Runner takes off and now caught in a rundown between first and second is DeLauder. Bazzana back to third. DeLauder is tagged out on a lunge by Gonzalez, the first baseman. And both teams running themselves into an out here. DeLauder broke with Martin in the set, much like in the top of the inning, Antonacci did against Ciccone. So the pickoff goes 1-3. And now Cleveland's got a runner at third with 1 down. And now the White Sox bring the infield in. Again, the 3-2 offering to Kyle Mansardo. Down and in, he walked him. So Martin hasn't retired a batter yet. 2 singles, a walk, but he's picked off a batter. Guardians back at the corners. 1 down for Khalil Watson, who's hitting cleanup. Watson batting cleanup in his 14th Major League game. Why not? He's batting .400 in his last 9 games. And he's batting, as everybody is, for Scott Brubaker of Cleveland in the first 4 innings. It's the Conrad Score 4, Win 4 New Tires contest. Now the set, infield back, the pitch way outside. A 4-run inning in any of the first 4 innings, and Scott Brubaker gets 4 Bridgestone tires from the great folks at Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Visit econrads.com to enter. Boy, you got to capitalize on Martin here in the first when you have a chance. The 1-0 pitch, and it's tapped foul to the right. 1-1 the count. But again, with that good sinker of his, he's always 1 pitch away from an inning-ending double play. Martin overall this year, 9-3, ERA 3, start number 17, 6 innings to start, 9 strikeouts, 2 walks per 9. The pitch fouled at the plate, and the count 1-2. Manager Stephen Vogt saying the key tonight to beating Martin, lay off his changeup. Normally it's not a strike, so don't chase it. Now the 1-2. Swung on, fouled out of play to the left. Another good at bat for Khalil Watson, who just continues to impress. What an incredible trade by Chris Antonetti and Mike Chernoff and Matt Foreman, getting this young man from Miami in the Josh Bell deal. Now the 1-2 to Khalil Watson. And he hits a jam job, lined it back up the middle, caught by the pitcher. Martin throws to first. Mansardo halfway to second is doubled up. Cleveland just ran themselves out of a potential big inning. No score after 1 on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs or the cool relatives still living in NYC? the city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
When you run a growing home service business, you roll with the punches. More trucks, more techs, more jobs, and suddenly your team is drowning in spreadsheets, manual work, and software that just can't keep up. But there's a better way. Service Titan is the all-in-one system designed to help you scale the right way from day one. There's a reason Service Titan customers increase their revenue by an average of 15% every year. Get the software you can't outgrow. Go to ServiceTitan.com to learn more.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance.
Second inning, no score. Slade Ciccone, a 10-pitch first. Here's the DH, Andrew Benintendi, and the veteran takes a called strike. You don't see him in the outfield much, if ever, anymore. Left-handed batter. Cincinnati native takes up high, 1-1 the count. Benintendi batting .243, 10 homers, 40 RBIs. He probably feels like grandpa on this young ball club. The 1-1 delivery, and it's on the top of the zone again. Outside corner, a strike, 1-2. Slade Ciccone, what a turnaround to his season, capped off by the brilliant month of June. The 1-2, high, 2-2. He started the year in his first 7 starts with an ERA of 6.5. In his last 10 starts, ERA 2.63. The pitch, and it's fouled upstairs into the suites behind the plate. Still a 2-2 count. Benintendi got the biggest contract the White Sox ever gave anyone. A 5-year, $75 million deal. Has one more year left on it. The pitch. Off the plate, inside, full count. He will turn 32 on Monday. Went to high school at Madera High School in Cincinnati. Great high school basketball player. The payoff pitch. Swung on, grounded towards the hole and right by the diving Bazzana. Base hit, right field. And for the second inning in a row, leadoff base hit for the White Sox. That'll bring up Colson Montgomery. How about Colson Montgomery? He made his debut last year on the 4th of July. So literally, it'll be his 1-year anniversary on Saturday. So in that year's span, he's played 152 games. Left-handed batter, and he cuts and misses. So that's a full season, 152 games. 42 homers and 104 RBIs in one full year in the big leagues, covering parts of 2 seasons. The pitch. Down in the dirt, kicks to the right. Bailey not able to corral it. And Benintendi to second on the wild pitch. I mean, when you think of one full year in the big leagues, and you have 42 homers and 104 RBIs, This kid is not getting enough talk for being one of the great young talents in the game. Indiana native, first-round pick out of high school. He takes high and wide, ball 2, 2-1. He's a lanky kid, listed at 6'4", 230. Just 24 years of age. The pitch, and he sends one high in the air to left. Cooper Engel camped under it. He'll grab it and dropped it. And now he'll throw towards third, going to second, Montgomery. And into third is Benintendi. He went to make a one-handed catch, routine fly ball, and it went in and out of his glove. And a two-base error on Cooper Engel. Here is Braden Montgomery. Switch hitting right fielder. He'll bat left-handed. Infield part way in. About even with the bags. And he banks one to second. Tough hop handled by Bazzana off to the side. Holds the runners, throws out Montgomery. Big out for Slade Ciccone. Nicely done by Travis Bazzana. And that keeps the runners at second and third. One out for Chase Mydroth. Right-handed hitter. Batting .272, 6 homers, 27 RBIs. His second Major League season. Coming in that Garrett Crochet trade. Again, now the infield comes further in. Everybody to the cut of the grass. Second and third, one out. No score. The pitch. Mydroth looks at a breaking ball. Outside, ball 1. Challenged by catcher Patrick Bailey. And it was low. And Cleveland's down to one challenge the rest of the night. Dollar Bank, the proud banking partner of the Guardians. 28 locations in Northeast Ohio. Ready to provide solutions to help get you there. Now the 1-0 pitch. There's the strike on the inside corner with a good fastball at 95 miles per hour. A little extra giddy up tonight for Slade Ciccone. Now the 1-1. And it's swung on, bounced towards short. Coming home with the throw is Rocchio, the catcher. Bailey throws back to third, and out of the baseline was the runner Benintendi, trying to avoid the tag of Gabriel Arias. That is out number 2. How about that? Slade Ciccone getting 2 ground ball outs with runners at second and third, nobody out. Now runners at first and second, 2 down. That'll go 6-2-5 on the out. Benintendi tried to get back to third. Normally, with one out like that, you're breaking for home plate on contact, and he broke and then thought he could get back, and, well, he did get back, except he was out of the baseline. So, 2 down. Here's Tristan Peters. The pitch, left-handed batter takes outside a ball on a curveball. And can Slade Ciccone pick up his teammate Cooper Engel and get one more out here? First and second, 2 down, no score yet. Peters, left-handed center fielder, rips one toward right, foul, and the count 1-1. Peters, he's another rookie, batting .286, 4 homers, 30 RBIs, out of Southern Illinois University. White Sox got him from Milwaukee last December. Actually from Tampa Bay last December for cash. Now the 1-1. And he swings and pops it up. The shortstop Rocchio, shallow center, makes the catch. What a job by Slade Ciccone. Second and third, nobody out, and does not give up a run. Scoreless here in Northeast Ohio, middle of inning number 2.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
This summer, your passport isn't required. Welcome to Summer in Tokyo at P.F. Chang's. Inspired by the color and energy of Tokyo's vibrant sushi scene, these limited-time creations bring bold flavors in every bite. Discover new sushi rolls, steak tataki, and lobster and prawn fried rice inspired by one of the world's most exciting food destinations. Cruise through Tokyo, one roll at a time aboard our sushi boat, with wave after sushi wave of unforgettable taste. Summer in Tokyo at P.F. Chang's. Your journey to Tokyo starts here.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best.
Let's go.
Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus.
First ball swinging, Brian Rocchio lofts one out of play, third base side, strike one. No score, bottom of the second inning. Tell you what, Rosie, first inning and a half, bizarro world to start this series.
2 pickoffs and then an error, and somehow Slade Ciccone got out of it.
Just a routine Central Division battle between the two best teams in the AL Central. The set by the right-hander Davis Martin. And the pitch to Rocchio almost nicked him in the thigh. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, when the Guardians do win, Northeast Ohio Ford dealers donate $500 to Cleveland Guardians charities, helping youth sports in Cleveland. The pitch. Swung on, lofted in the air, medium deep center. Peters coming in, and he'll retire Rocchio. Here's Cooper Engel, 1 for 11 since coming up. Davis Martin pitched for Texas Tech and pitched them to the College World Series in Omaha 10 years ago. 14th round pick in 2018. The pitch, and it's fouled out of play to the left, strike one. Last year with the White Sox, Martin went 7-10, 4.10 ERA, missed a month with a sore forearm. That pitch high and wide, curveball. Got to remember, this kid had Tommy John surgery in May of 2023 and didn't come back until July of 2024. The 1-1 delivery. Engel sends one on the ground towards short, handled by Montgomery. Wide throw, but a good stretch by Gonzalez to keep his foot on the bag. 2 down as he stretched toward home plate. Gabriel Arias, 2 outs, nobody on, no score, inning number 2. Hey, congratulations to Denny and Sherry Lehman. Now natives, well, they're not natives. They're residents now of Denver, but they had their first baby about a month ago, Edward Dennis IV. Now the set, the pitch to Arias, and it's down and away, ball 1. And you talk about proud grandparents. It is our former president here with the Indians, Dennis Lehman, and his wife Ginny. The pitch tapped foul to the left, and the count 1-1. And congrats to Dennis and Ginny Lehman and to all the Lehmans, but especially to Grandpa and Grandma, and to the proud mama and daddy, Denny and Sherry, Edward Dennis IV. The pitch in there, a strike. That's a regal name. And actually, we found out tonight, our former president, Dennis Lehman, is Edward Dennis as well. He never told us that. The 1-2. Down and away, 2-2.
The things you learn when you're just preparing for the game.
Well, when you become a grandparent for the first time, you're now willing to tell all your secrets. Here's the 2-2 delivery to Arias. And White Sox started off the field. They thought it was a strikeout on a fastball away. Called the ball, so full count on Arias, who's batting .209, 3 homers, 6 RBIs. Martin's pitch, swung on, tapped up the middle, off the glove of the pitcher. Martin, it caroms to Mydroth. Second baseman throws him out. And we go to the third, scoreless on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
If you're a commercial contractor, you know the game. Service work projects, crew tracking, cash flow, margins, and more. Here's the problem. You're running your business with disjointed systems that just aren't cutting it. If that's the case, I need to tell you about Service Titan, the only end-to-end platform built specifically for service and construction work.
Top of the third, no score from downtown Cleveland. Slade Ciccone faces the number 9 hitter, the red-hot Jacob Gonzalez. Left-handed batter at first, takes high and wide, ball 1. Last Wednesday, Jacob Gonzalez was in an 0 for 28 slide. Not anymore. The pitch, and he bangs one off the end of the bat toward third, backhanded by Arias. Flips it over to first for the out. Since going 0 for 28, Jacob Gonzalez has now gone 11 for 25 with 12 RBIs. But he's out number 1 here in the third. Top of the order, and Sam Antonacci. Antonacci singled to start the game, then got picked off first. Ciccone's pitch. Outside the ball. Antonacci's actually a second baseman by trade, but the product of Coastal Carolina University. Now in the outfield because they're pretty well set up the middle with Mydroth at second, Montgomery at short. And don't forget, White Sox have the number 1 pick in the draft here in a couple of weeks. The 1-0. In there, a strike. And the count 1-1. Well, I shouldn't say a couple of weeks. The draft actually starts a week from Saturday night, followed by the second day of the draft a week from Sunday. The pitch, ripped foul off to the right, and the count 1-2. And will the White Sox with the number 1 pick take the kid out of UCLA, Rock Chowalski, the, I think, preeminent favorite shortstop for the UCLA Bruins? Many think he'll be the number 1 pick. We'll find out in a little over a week. White Sox have that number 1 pick. Now the 1-2. Swung on, fouled out of play, third base side. Kind of reminiscent of Cleveland 2 years ago when they had the number 1 pick with Travis Bazzana and were one of the best teams in the American League. Cleveland, though, won the lottery. Think about the White Sox. They earned it. They lost 102 games last year. Pitches high, 2-2. They still didn't have the worst record. They quasi won the lottery, but they would have had a high pick anyway based on that year. Now the 2-2. And Tanachi hits another weak bouncer to third. Charged by Arias. Gloves, throws, and that cannon arm gets him. 2 down. What's amazing to me, though, Rosie, they set a record, losing 121 games 2 years ago. 2 years ago, they won 41 games and lost 121. 41 wins in a whole year. They have 45 wins coming into tonight. Last year, they lost 102 games. They didn't get win number 45 until August 18th last summer. Miguel Vargas takes the strike. I don't think anybody, including the White Sox folks, thought they would have this kind of kangaroo hop in improvement.
Well, you have to make the most of a bad season, and you mentioned the trade with Boston.
Vargas takes up high, 1-1.
There have been other excellent deals. It seems like they've hit on any deal that they've made where they've unloaded a veteran for prospects, and they've also made some nice additions, just some signings in the offseason, and here they are. It's amazing the turnaround.
What a job by Chris Getz, Josh Barfield and company. The 1-1 swung on, skied foul off to the right, 1-2 the count.
I feel like that with the youth of this team, and again, you don't know from one year to the next, but pretty good young core that they have developed here.
Oh, my. Cleveland and Chicago. Game 1 of a 4-game series. No score, third inning, 2 outs, nobody on. Now the 1-2 pitch to Vargas. And he missed down and away with a curveball, 2-2. Well, the 4th of July is Saturday night, 7:10 game. If you're coming, you're going to get a Guardians Patriotic cap. Great fireworks show afterwards, so get those tickets at CLEGuardians.com. The 2-2, just a touch high. Full count on Vargas. Escaped Cuba. Now the payoff. Got him swinging. Came at him with the heat. 95 miles an hour. Second Ciccone strikeout. We stay scoreless. It's the middle of the third on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
Hey, Guardians.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
It all started in the city of brotherly love, the framework of a nation drafted by history's boldest visionaries.
We, the people of the United States.
Now, baseball's sharpest minds gather at the same fateful site to draft their own blueprints for success. Watch baseball write its next defining chapter, one name at a time. The MLB Draft, presented by Nippon Express. July 11th, coverage begins 1 Eastern on NBC and continues on MLB Network at 2:30.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
A swing and a high fly ball. Deep right center field. This is way back in the gap, and it's a gunner! A White Sox winner! A winner on a pathetic home run! And the White Sox go up 2-0 in the 2005 World Series. We didn't have a home run during the regular season. It's got 2 in postseason play.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com. Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game.
Patrick Bailey, the switch-hitting catcher, batting 8th. Then Stephen Kwan. Then Travis Bazzana. As Davis Martin, the right-hander. Here in the bottom of the 3rd, no score. Martin the set. Martin the pitch. Bailey check swing foul back. Martin, who's not been good on the road, has had 2 horrific outings on the road that really skewed his numbers in June. At Target Field in Minneapolis, he gave up 6 runs in an outing, going 4 2/3. It got worse in the Bronx. The pitch down and in, 1-1. On June 16th, the Yankees scored 9 runs off of him in 3 1/3 innings. But at home, it's just incredible. 4 runs allowed all year. Bailey sends one in the air toward left foul into the seats and a 1-2 count. He is trying to become the White Sox first 10-game winner before the All-Star break since Lucas Giolito in 2019. Down the 1-2. Down and in, 2-2. Kerry Lehman of Akron is tonight's Hyundai Grand Slam giveaway contestant. Kerry trying to win the Hyundai Kona from your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers with the Cleveland Grand Slam. Now the 2-2. Down low, full count. Visit HyundaiGrandSlam.com, your chance to enter and win. Now, the problem about getting a Grand Slam off Martin, he's only given up 6 home runs in 16 starts. But boy, weather-wise, this is the night the ball will jump out of here. 91 degrees. Now the payoff, and it's swung on and hammered to deep right center field. This is going to hit the base of the wall. On his way to second. In with a feet-first slide and a double is Patrick Bailey. That broke an 0 for 14 slide. So he gets a double to right center to start the Cleveland third. His 4th double of the year. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, tonight's center fielder, Stephen Kwan. Kwan batting .214 with a homer and 13 RBIs. Once again, Cleveland with an opportunity. White Sox pinch in at the corners, looking for the bunt. The pitch is off the glove of Teal all the way to the backstop. Kwan says, I think it hit the bill of my batting helmet. White Sox think it hit his bat. Everyone's confused with Bailey at third, and let's see what the call is. Everyone's waiting for Vic Carapazza, the home plate umpire and crew chief, to tell us what it is. Looks like it's simply a wild pitch off the glove of Teal. And now the infield is brought in with a runner at third, nobody out. Another great opportunity for Cleveland. The pitch. Kwan takes outside. Somehow Cleveland didn't score in the first inning. They had runners at first and third, nobody out. Chase DeLauder got picked off. Khalil Watson lined into a double play. The pitch. Swung on, grounded up the middle. The shortstop Montgomery behind the mound fields it. Holds the runner Bailey. Throws out Kwan. Top of the order, and Travis Bazzana rifled a single to right his first time up. Well, we know all about Cleveland's struggles this year with men in scoring position, and in particular with a runner at third, less than 2 out. The pitch, and it's swung and ripped to right, near the line, base hit. It'll get down and go to the wall. Bazzana on his way to second. Head first slide, a double. In to score is Bailey. 1-0 Cleveland. And 2 terrific at-bats for Travis Bazzana. His 12th double, his 26th RBI. He had yesterday off, and that's sometimes all you need. Not only a physical, but a mental break. And the Guardians have the 1-0 lead on the Travis Bazzana RBI double to right. And here's Chase DeLauder. He singled to right his first time up. The pitch, and he grounds one to first. Handled by Gonzalez. He'll make the play himself. DeLauder out number 2. Bazana advancing to third. Here's Kyle Mansardo. Walked his first time up. So it's 1-0 Cleveland. Runner at third, 2 down in the third. The right-hander's ready. Here it comes. And he went curveball, missed down low, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, a fastball, 2-0. The next offering, outside and high, 3-0. Martin's been erratic here tonight. He has made 45 pitches, 25 strikes, 20 balls. Now the 3-0. High, it's a 4-pitch walk for Khalil Watson. He'll bat with the runners at the corners as Kyle Mansardo heads down to first. Watson lined one back to the mound that was turned into a double play in the first. So Guardians, with a 2-out hit, can add to their 1-0 lead here in the third. First and third, 2 down. Here you have tonight. Rookie leading off, rookie batting second, rookie hitting cleanup, rookie hitting sixth. Now the set. Now the pitch, outside a ball. Missing with a fastball is Davis Martin. Now the 1-0 pitch. Checked on a pitch down and in. Did he go? No on the appeal at third. And the count 2-0. Khalil Watson, a North Carolina native. Said he would have gone to North Carolina State, but then a first-round pick by Miami 5 years ago. The pitch. Swing and a foul at the plate. Boy, he had a good cut. 2-1 the count. Your first-round pick, the 16th player chosen in the 2021 draft, and Miami gave up on him 2 years after the draft. Different regime now running the Marlins. Now the 2-1. Checked on a pitch wide, 3-1. And a challenge by catcher Kyle Teal. He thought it was a strike. It looked outside from up here. And that means absolutely nothing. And it was high and outside. Huh. Well, I still haven't eaten a carrot, so we can't call that a success.
They had some over in Press Dining.
Yeah.
You need to load up.
Well cooked, I'm sure. The 3-1. Swung on, hammered deep right, but foul, full count. Let's just say they had something red over there. Carrot, debatable.
But you had a good view up here of the
ball
no
strike.
For that.
Cataract surgery might have been the reason. Not carrots. Payoff pitch. Down and in. He walked him, and the bases are loaded for Brian Rocchio. So Martin has walked back-to-back batters with 2 down. And running out to the mound, the pitching coach. And so now Cleveland's got a chance with bases loaded, 2 down, leading 1-0. Not only to get a grand slam from Brian Rocchio, but to win a Hyundai Kona for Kerry Lehman of Akron.
And don't underestimate the walks as they try and build this inning with a runner in scoring position, laying off pitches that that were not strikes, and they've been getting themselves out a lot of times with runners in scoring position, but not here. They're being patient.
Batter hits in the shade. Pitcher still in sunlight on the mound. The pitch to Rocchio, batting left-handed, and he just missed outside. And that was a curveball, and I think if Kyle Teal hadn't lost a challenge already this inning, he would have challenged that call. The 1-0 pitch. Down and in. He yanked the fastball. And right now, Martin can't find it. 2-0 the count. Martin's made 23 pitches on a 91-degree night here in the third. 54 overall. The pitch. Down and in. Ball 3, 3-0. Now he is looking into the third base dugout as Brian Rocchio. Does he have the green light? Lozana at third, Manzardo at second, Watson at first. Here it comes. Ball 4, down and in, 2-0 Cleveland. Travis Bazzana scores on Brian Rocchio's bases-loaded walk. Rocchio's 35th RBI. 3 straight 2-out walks by Davis Martin. And it's 2-0 Cleveland. Manzardo to third, Watson to second, Rocchio to first. Cooper Engel, the 8th man to bat in the inning. Would this be a Hollywood script? Time is called by the catcher Kyle Teal. Another mound visit. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the third mound visit of the game for the White Sox, which would leave them with 2 for the rest of the game. We never talk about teams running out of mound visits.
I can't remember the last time a team has, but you're right.
Here's Cooper Engel. The set, the pitch, and he hits a weak chopper to second. Meidroth will throw to first. And after 3 straight walks, Engel swung at the first pitch, bounces out to second to end it. 2-0 Cleveland. We go to the fourth.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
In this business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow.
Two 2-0 Guardians, fourth inning here at Progressive Field as Slade Ciccone goes back to work. Kyle Teal, the batter, takes a breaking ball low for ball 1. Jim Rosenhaus along with Tom Hamilton. Great to have you with us for Guardians baseball downtown on a hot, steamy night. Brian Motze back at command center. Here's the 1-0. Down low, 2-0. Guardians with a pair of runs in the bottom half of the third inning to take the lead. And Slade Ciccone has been outstanding so far. Worked out of a big mess in the second inning. Second and third, nobody out, nobody scored. Here's the 2-0. Called strike on the inside corner. And Teal, who's been mulling over some challenges as the catcher for the White Sox, was doing the same as a hitter right there. But no challenge. Now the 2-1. Swung on, bounced to the second baseman. Bazana has it. Flips on to first for the out. One away here in the fourth. Now Andrew Benintendi. He singled to open the second inning and ended up at third base after an error on a fly ball by Colson Montgomery. An error by the left fielder Cooper Engel put runners at second and third in that second inning. But Benintendi was thrown out at third. There's a strike on the inside corner. 0-1 the count. As there was a ground ball that turned into a fielder's choice, and he did not get back to third after initially making some progress toward home. The 0-1 outside. 1-1 the count. And Ciccone eventually worked out of that jam in the second inning. And now he has a 2-run lead to work with here in the fourth. One out, bases empty. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Ciccone. Low and inside for a ball. Sinker that time. 2-1 the count. A lot of four-seamers, a lot of sinkers, a lot of cutters on occasion, but primarily fastballs a good percentage of the time from Ciccone. Here's his 2-1. Swung on, and it's pulled foul outside of first base. Another sinker that time. And then when he mixes in that big loopy curveball that he can be really effective with, and then an improving slider, it's a good repertoire for Ciccone. The 2-2. Swung on, popped him up, foul, third base side, and out of play. So we'll do it again on 2-2 to Benintendi. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. They have jerseys, hats, hoodies, much more. Visit MLBshop.com/Guardians for your Guardians gear. Here's the 2-2. Fastball missed inside. Ball 3, and the count is full on Benintendi. Longtime major leaguer now. Broke in with Boston. Had some really good years with the Red Sox. Has bounced a bit since, and now the home in Chicago. There's a swing and a pop-up foul and out of play. We'll do it again on 3-2. But some time with the Royals, a brief stretch with the Yankees, and then signed the long-term deal with Chicago. Now the payoff pitch. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball to right. It is twisting down the line, foul. So a long drive, but well foul off the bat of Benintendi. And we'll do it again on 3-2. Ciccone at 54 pitches, so pretty economical, and Guardian starters have done great work pitching deep into games. Payoff pitch, swung on and lofted high in the air. Left center, cruising over the center fielder, Kwan, and he makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down for the Sox in this top half of the fourth inning. And here comes Colson Montgomery, who hit that pop-up to left that hit the glove but wasn't caught by Cooper Engel for the error back in the second inning. No damage done, though. And now Montgomery bats again here in the fourth with the Guardians up 2-0. Pitch to him. Fastball in tight for ball 1. Tall, lanky, left-handed hitter. A shortstop who we saw play a little bit of third base last week. He'll do that on occasion. The 1-0. Swung on, blasted foul and out of play off to the left. 1-1 the count on Montgomery. He has the home run power with the 21 home runs. There's strikeouts in there, too. 108 strikeouts. Here's the 1-1. Outside for a ball. 2-1 the count on Montgomery. 2 outs, base is empty. Top of the 4th. 2-0 Cleveland. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, and it's looped to shallow center, and it falls in for a base hit. A ball that had a ton of English on it. Man, that thing was curving. It started out almost over the second base bag, and then it had so much English on it that ball ended up well to the left side in shallow center. And Montgomery's aboard with a base hit. 2-out single for Colson Montgomery. And now it's Braden Montgomery who steps in. The pitch to him, swung on and fouled back. Boy, he takes some vicious cuts. Braden Montgomery does. He's hit 2 home runs this year. One was a walk-off. That was in his major league debut. And then the other was against Cleveland last Wednesday afternoon in Chicago, late in the game. Here's the 0-1. Down low, 1-1. It helped the White Sox tie the ball game in the bottom half of the 9th inning, a game that Cleveland eventually won in 10. 1-1 the count on him, left-handed batter. And again, part of that package for Garrett Crochet, acquired from the Red Sox. The 1-1, swung on, fouled back into the net. Now it's 1-2 on Braden Montgomery with Colson Montgomery, the base runner, at first. Ciccone sets and delivers, and his fastball's outside. 2-2 the count on Montgomery. There's a nice little 11-game on-base streak going. Here's the 2-2. Outside and high for ball 3. So a little bit more work to be done in this inning by Ciccone, as White Sox hitters have run up that pitch count a little bit here in the 4th. The payoff pitch. There goes the runner, and it is outside and high for ball 4. Ciccone issues a 2-out walk, and now the White Sox continue this 2-out rally. They have a single and a walk with 2 down. Runners at first and second for Chase Mydroth. Hey, don't forget, now through July the 12th, download the Marathon Arco Rewards app with promo code GUARDS26 to enter the Reward Yourself sweepstakes. Here's the pitch, and it's in there for a strike. And it's your chance to win 6 KeyBank North Coast Social box tickets. And remember, Marathon, that's where fun runs on full. Here's the 0-1. Off speed on the outside corner for a strike. There's the curve that we haven't seen a whole lot of yet tonight. But, what a great spot for it right there. And Ciccone executed the pitch perfectly. Now the 0-2. Swung on, and that's popped up shallow second. Back goes Bazzana. Leaping catch to haul it in while he was backpedaling. And again, a good defensive play by Travis Bazzana. This time it helps Ciccone work out of the jam. We'll head to the bottom half of the 4th. Guardians 2, the White Sox nothing.
Shop the... You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Big news for all my fellow grilling aficionados out there. Stop & Shop's Black Angus beef just got an upgrade. Justin from Stop & Shop here, but in the summertime, folks know me better as Grill Master Jay. Why? Because I love grilling, especially when I'm sizzling this new steakhouse quality 1855 Black Angus beef from our meat department. So whether you're craving a juicy ribeye or a melt-in-your-mouth tenderloin, Stop & Shop has really raised the stakes, if you know what I mean. Good things are in store at Stop & Shop.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination.
Gabriel Arias opens the bottom of the fourth inning for the Guardians, and he takes a pitch in tight from Davis Martin. 1-0 the count. Martin, the right-hander, has surrendered the 2 runs on 4 hits. Here's his pitch, and it's a strike called on the outside corner. 1-1 the count on Gabriel Arias. Bottom third of the lineup due in for the Guardians here in the 4th. Patrick Bailey, then Stephen Kwan. Here's the 1-1 from Martin. Swung on, line drive, caught by the shortstop Montgomery. The long arm of the law right there. Colson Montgomery at 6'4", a rangy shortstop, and he needed all of that to reach out and snag that line drive off the bat of Arias for the first out in the inning. So 1 down for Patrick Bailey, who got the 2-run rally started in the 3rd with a double, and he would later score on the RBI double by Bazzana. Here's the pitch, and it's high and away for ball 1. And Bazzana later scored on a bases loaded walk to Brian Rocchio, and that's been it so far. 2-0 Cleveland. Opening game of a 4-game series. The 1-0 in tight. 2-0 the count on Bailey. Teams came in separated by 1 game atop the American League Central. White Sox in first, Guardians right behind. Here's the 2-0. Swung on, line, left center, sinking fast. Base hit for Bailey. A little flare to left center for Patrick Bailey, and he's now 2 for 2. Guardians with a 1-out base runner here in the bottom of the 4th. We've seen Bailey swing the bat a lot better than his numbers indicated with the Giants before the trade, as he is well up over the 200 mark and then some as a Cleveland Guardian. Here's Stephen Kwan. The pitch to him. Fastball strike on the inside corner. Kwan bounced to short his first time up. Left-handed batter with Patrick Bailey over at first base. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, foul tip into the glove, strike 2. So quickly 0-2 on Kwan. When you look at some of the struggles for Stephen Kwan this season, always seems like he's down in the count quickly. Pitcher's getting ahead on him. The 0-2, he swings and rifles one foul off the netting down the first base side. Time for our reminder from Cleveland Clinic. A primary care doctor helps you stay healthier with preventive care, early detection, and ongoing support. Take charge of your health. Visit clevelandclinic.org/primary care. The 0-2 to Kwan. It's swung on, line, left side, base hit. Moving up 90 feet is Bailey to second. And last couple of games here, we've seen vintage Stephen Kwan line drives to the opposite field. And that time, a line drive single to left for Kwan. He is now 1 for 2. And he got it done with 2 strikes, which is another indicator when he's going well. Hits well with 2 strikes, hits left-handed pitching well. Not seeing that tonight yet, as he's facing a right-hander, but trying to get it rolling at the plate, and a positive sign right there. Now Travis Bazzana, 2 for 2. The pitch to him, low and in for ball 1. And curve for Martin. That has been darting low and in on the lefties, and he's missing the plate with it, and Cleveland hitters doing a good job to lay off. Bazzana with a single in the first, RBI double in the third. Here's the 1-0. Outside 2-0. Yeah, White Sox have some activity going in their pen. Lefty Chris Murphy has started to throw. Here's the 2-0 on the outside corner for a strike. Martin is at 69 pitches, so the Guardians, they pushed a couple of runs across. They've run up his pitch count. And the right-hander ready to go to work again. Here's his 2-1. Swing and a miss. Took something off that time to Bazzana. 2-2 the count on the Guardians' second baseman with Chase DeLauder waiting on deck. 2 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Low and inside, and another good take on a breaking ball low and in. And now the count is full, 3-2. You know, Bazzana with a great reputation for on base, so the eye has been good since the college days. And he's carried that through to pro ball. Now the 3-2. Down low, ball 4. Another walk issued by Davis Martin, who normally command is not an issue, but that's the 5th walk he's allowed. And the bases are now loaded for DeLauder. So another bases loaded spot, and for the Guardians, 3 grand slams this year. You have 1 for Anel Martinez and 2 for Daniel Schneemann. And DeLauder will not face Davis Martin. His night is done. Will Venable out to the mound to make the change. Right here, he has the lefty loose and ready to go in the pen. And this pitching change brought to you by Spartan Storm Shield, the roof system to last your lifetime. Learn more at SpartanStormShield.com. It's 2-0 Guardians in the bottom of the 4th.
Is your roof...
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
If you're a commercial contractor, you know the game. Service work projects, crew tracking, cash flow, margins, and more. Here's the problem. You're running your business with disjointed systems that just aren't cutting it. If that's the case, I need to tell you about Service Titan, the only end-to-end platform built specifically for service and construction work. From prospecting and bidding to install, maintenance, retrofits, and everything in between, Service Titan gives you the tools you need to thrive. Learn more at ServiceTitan.com. That's ServiceTitan.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Dick Donovan's pitch on its way, and Charlie Neal swings and grounds it slowly toward short. Aparicio up the ball, throws on to first in time, and the White Sox are alive as they win it 1-0. On the brink of losing out in this World Series, they hang on with brilliant clutch pitching by Dick Donovan and hang on to win it 1-0.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if we can figure out the following base.
Yeah, the White Sox have brought on a lefty, Chris Murphy, to face left-handed hitting Chase DeLauder, which is not always the way to go, not this season for DeLauder. In his rookie year, he's hitting lefties at a .383 clip. So we'll see what transpires here in the 4th inning. With the bases loaded and 1 out, Guardians up 2-0 as Murphy gets ready to work to DeLauder. Here's his pitch, and DeLauder swings and skies it high in the air to left. Shallow, foul ground, making the catch, the third baseman, Vargas, right near the tarp. But he got it done and not nearly deep enough. So it's an out. And now there's 2 gone in the inning for Kyle Manzardo. DeLauder aggressive jumping on that first pitch from Murphy. And he popped out in foul ground to the third baseman. Now Manzardo been up twice, walked twice. 2-0 Cleveland. Another great chance to add to that. Here's the pitch. And Manzardo takes it low and outside. Bailey is the base runner at third. Kwan at second. Bazana at first. Now the 1-0 to Manzardo. Breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike, and it was a beauty. A slower curve from Murphy. The 28-year-old lefty, acquired in the offseason from Boston. The 1-1. Off speed, catches the inside corner again. Another good curve from Murphy. He has good velocity. 96 the average on his fastball, but going with some off-speed stuff here to Manzardo. The 1-2. Swung on, line drive to right, coming on, making the catch is Montgomery, going to a knee to do it on a sinking liner off the bat of Manzardo. Now the Guardians threaten but do not score. They leave them loaded, and we head to the 5th. It's Cleveland 2, Chicago 0.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I'm truly humbled to stand here before you in Cooperstown with 2 men that pitched for me and 2 managers that made my life as a manager so challenging, and a hitter that we never did.
Let's pause 10 seconds. Station ID on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network. Jim Rosenhaus along with Tom Hamilton back at Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland. Brian Matze up the street at Command Center on a hot, steamy night. We had 91 degrees at game time, hazy sunshine, and now the sun has just about completely gone away, save for some of the stands on the right side. So maybe it'll cool off a little bit. I don't know. It has been pretty steady lately. Tristan Peters leading things off, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. But it's supposed to be. It's July 4th weekend. And we have baseball weather for sure here in downtown Cleveland. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on, yanked foul. And the count's 0-2. Peters, part of that young contingent of players really getting their feet wet for the first time and establishing themselves at the major league level. Here's the 0-2 to him. Swung on, and that's chopped foul at home plate. And it remains 0-2 on Peters. Jacob Gonzalez, he's next, then Sam Antonacci. Gonzalez and Antonacci, both draft picks of the White Sox. Peters in a trade. And he needs a little time after fouling that one off his foot. Same two clubs tomorrow night, 7:10 start. Fireworks after the game. 7:10 on Saturday night as well. Another fireworks show. And then 2 o'clock series finale on Sunday. Here's the 0-2. Outside and high. 1-2 the count.
Normally this is the best time of year to drive I-90. 4th of July weekend. See the fireworks as you head home on each side of I-90, various communities.
The 1-2 swung on, and that's lifted high and deep to right, and it bounces one hop off the wall. Extra bases. Peters on his way to second. He's in with a double.
But you may not want to watch the fireworks if you're driving at night, tomorrow night, Saturday night. You'll end up against a cement barrier. The lanes now on I-90 are 6.5 feet wide.
That's what happened to the side view mirror. Oh, my goodness. It's a daredevil course right now. On the west side for sure. Number 9 hitter Jacob Gonzalez steps in, and he takes strike one on the outside corner. Gonzalez, big left-handed batter, was really tearing it up at the AAA level and recent call-up. Here's the 0-1. In tight, 1-1. That is fun, 4th of July. I mean, between here and as far as you can go on 90 West, it seems like every community has them going, the fireworks shows. The 1-1 swung on. There's a line drive to center. Kwan comes on, makes the catch. 1 down in the inning. Back to the top of the lineup for Sam Antonacci. Antonacci, 1 for 2. A single his first time up. Antonacci came in batting .295. The on base, though, .392. Now, there's some walks in there, sure. 20 walks, but 17 times he's been hit by pitches. So that'll drive it up 2. Here's the pitch from Ciccone. Strike called on the inside corner, 0-1. Tom, you were mentioning it earlier, the turnaround in the season for Ciccone after the slow start. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball to left near the corner. Looking up on it is Engel, and he'll have to play this one off the wall. This will score a run. Coming across the plate is Peters. Into second with a double is Antonacci. And it's now a 2-1 ball game. Guardians still in front, but the White Sox on the board. And Ciccone he's had a wonderful month of June. He's kept it going for the most part here tonight, at least to this point. And just his outlook when he was not going well, that's a time where you can really dive into some things and figure out what to discard in terms of pitches that aren't working. Here's his pitch to the next hitter, Miguel Vargas, and he drives one high and deep right center. Kwan looking up, he'll have to play it off the wall. Late start for Antonacci. He gets to third, and that's it. Into second is Vargas, and it's still 2-1 despite a double off the wall with a runner at second. But it's now second and third for the White Sox with 1 out. Antonacci with Kwan in center. Must have thought Kwan had a better shot at it than it appeared from up here, and he just made it to third and then had to stop.
I don't know why he was going back to tag with 1 out. if there's nobody out, you're going back to tag in case it's caught because you want to get to third with less than 2 out. But there's already 1 out. There was no point to go back to second to tag. You need to go halfway to third, and then he could have waltzed home when that ball landed. That's just a young base running mistake. And we've seen young mistakes on both sides here tonight in the first 5 innings of this game.
And isn't that something for two teams that, especially the Guardians, you feel they have to be as close to mistake-free as they possibly can be. And we'll see if this helps Ciccone work out of it, but it's a challenge now. The number 3 hitter, Kyle Teal, steps infield in. Here's the pitch. Low and outside. Snap throw to third. Just back in time as Antonacci, as Bailey uncorked a beauty to Gabriel Arias at third. Wow. Very close at third base. Guardians do not challenge. The count is 1-0 on Teal, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Here's the pitch to him. Breaking ball in there for a strike. A run in for the White Sox here in the 5th. 2-1. Cleveland hanging on right now. The pitch from Ciccone. Low and outside for a ball. 2-1 the count. Second and third, 1 away. And Ciccone trying to navigate the heart of the White Sox order. The 2-1 swung on, line drive to right. This will put the Sox in front. It ends up on the warning track, tracked down by Watson. 1 run is in. That's Antonacci. Right behind him is Vargas. And a 3rd consecutive double. 4th double in the inning for the Sox. And Chicago has taken a 3-2 lead. Well, all of a sudden it has gone away on Slade Ciccone. 3rd time through the lineup. They have done their damage, the White Sox have, and now it's Andrew Benintendi. First double on the year for Teal. RBIs number 7 and 8 for him. He's out at second for Benintendi, who takes a pitch down low for a ball.
Well, and depending on how this game turns out, the move Will Venable made last inning to go to his bullpen could be the key point.
There's a swing and a pop-up foul and out of play, left side.
He was an all-star pitcher that he took out in the 4th inning because he felt the game had a chance to get out of hand.
Here's the 1-1 from Ciccone. Swung on, popped up foul and out of play. And tip of the cap to Chris Murphy, working out of that bases loaded 1-out jam. The lefty came on and got the job done. That kept it a 2-0 game at the time. Now it's 3-2 Chicago. The 1-2 swung on, and there's a tapper to the second baseman, Bazana. Fields and throws to first in time for the out. Advancing to third is Teal. 2 down in the inning. Colson Montgomery will bat. Guardians had some action going in their bullpen. As Montgomery digs in from the left side. Here's the pitch to him. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Montgomery with a single his last time up, reached on an error first time. Big left-handed batter, tons of power. Here's the 0-1. Outside and high, 1-1 the count. Big power, and he plays a premium position on the diamond shortstop for the most part. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Good off speed from Ciccone, trying to get out of here with no more damage. 3 on the board for the White Sox. An RBI double by Antonacci, a 2-run double by Kyle Teal. And a time called by Montgomery. Now he's back in there. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, line foul outside of first. And we'll do it again on 1 and 2. To Colson Montgomery. Well, you see all these young players for the White Sox, and there is more on the way from their farm system. Here comes the 1-2. Outside and high, 2 and 2. Cicconi's up to 92 pitches now, as was off to a real nice start in terms of low pitch innings, but he's had to work hard here in the 5th. Here's his pitch. Called strike 3 right at the letters. Montgomery doesn't like it, but he's a strikeout victim, and the side's retired. But the Sox score 3, and we head to the bottom half of the 5th. Chicago 3, the Guardians 2.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better. That Modelo is the markable fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
When you run a growing home service business, you roll with the punches. More trucks, more techs, more jobs, and suddenly your team is drowning in spreadsheets, manual work, and software that just can't keep up. But there's a better way. Service Titan is the
Guardians trailing by a score of 3-2 as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Don't forget, now through August the 6th, visit GuardiansF150Sweeps.com. Your chance to win a special Guardians edition F-150 Raptor truck, courtesy of your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. Khalil Watson leads things off, facing Chris Murphy, and Watson waves at the breaking ball for strike 1. Murphy, the left-hander, came on last inning with the bases loaded and 1 out. Guardians were already up 2-0, and he worked out of the jam, no damage. Here's the 0-1, outside and high, and it's 1-1. And then the White Sox came back with 3 runs in the top half of this inning, and they now lead it 3-2. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Murphy. Breaking ball missed outside. 2-1 the count. Daniel Espino starts to throw in the Guardians' pen as Slade Cicconi's pitch count has run up. Here's the 2-1. Swung on, foul back into the net. And it's 2-2 on Watson. Get you the injury report this half inning, presented by Elk & Elk. If an auto accident or medical malpractice caused you injury, call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, popped him up. Third base side of home plate, near the stands, reaching up and making the catch is the catcher Kyle Teal. who had to negotiate the on-deck circle, the Bat Boys, and a lot of other stuff over there, but he got the job done. So one down. Well, good to see Jose Ramirez and Angel Martinez out on the field playing catch today. They're still both a ways away from returning, but the activities have started, and they continue to make progress. Here's Brian Rocchio. The pitch to him. Fastball up high for ball one. And that's the hard part now, patience. Patience with both Ramirez and Martinez as they make their way back from significant injuries. The 1-0. Breaking ball on the inside corner for a strike. Rocchio tonight drove in a run with a bases loaded walk his last time up, third inning. Now the 1-1. Swung on. There's a chopper to third. Fielded by Vargas, who throws across in time for the out. Two quick ones recorded by Murphy.
We have special guests here. The son of Bart Swain, Joe and Luke, and their special, I should say Joe's special friend Maddie. Maddie, track and cross country at Cincinnati. Joe, outstanding swimmer at Cincinnati. And Luke, a 4-point student at Ohio State.
Cooper Engel fouls one away.
And your dad, boy, still doesn't know where the library is at OU.
Unbelievable. Look at all the bling they have. They're all getting NIL money, including Luke for a 4.0 average.
Great family.
The 0-1 swung on and lifted high in the air to left. Cruising toward the line, Antonacci makes the catch in foul territory. And there's a quick inning for Murphy. Sets the side out in order. We're headed to the sixth. 3-2 White Sox over the Guardians.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Bauer guarding the plate. Here it comes. He swings, and there's a high pop up into right field. It may be. Gardner going back. Tasby in. Gardner's got it. A no-hitter for Wilhelm. He's got a no-hitter. Wilhelm pitches the first no-hitter in modern Oriole history, and he's mobbed by his teammates as he comes to the dugout. It's a brilliant no-hit victory.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Do you know the following baseball slang? Today's phrase is gopher ball. Do you know what it means? Gopher ball, a pitch that is hit for a home run. It's an alteration of a pitch that will gopher extra bases.
3-2 White Sox, sixth inning. Slade Ciccone misses up, ball one to Braden Montgomery, the switch hitting right fielder, batting left-handed. Daniel Espino ready in the Cleveland pen. Ciccone at 94 pitches lets it fly, and it's in there, a strike. Slade has struck out 3, walked 1. Gave up the 3 runs in the 5th inning when the White Sox hit 4 doubles in the inning. The pitch swung on, ripped into left field, a base hit near the line. This might be another one. Angle over to cut it off. Montgomery can fly, and he cruises into second with a stand-up double. That might be all for Slade Ciccone. 5 doubles by the White Sox in the 5th and 6th innings. This is why the White Sox are scoring the 3rd most runs in the American League at 5 a game. They are 2nd in the league in slugging. That's a number that equates power, not just home runs, but extra base hits. Here's Chase Meidroth, the pitch, and he looks at a ball outside. And the White Sox are 2nd in the league in OPS. They're 2nd in the American League in home runs. What an offense. Meidroth 0 for 2, takes way outside, 2-0. Well, on this hot, humid night here off the lakefront, Ciccone may be on fumes. This is pitch number 99. Here it comes. And he nicked the outside corner, a strike. And the count now 2-1. Gavin Williams tomorrow night against Anthony Kay. Parker Messick, Sean Burke on Saturday night. Tanner Bybee, Eric Fetty Sunday. The pitch swung on, driven deep right field. This has got a chance. Gone. A 2-run home run the other way for Chase Meidroth. And it's 5-2 Chicago. Meidroth with his 7th home run. An opposite field 2-run home run to right. Stephen Vogt will make a pitching change. And it is brought to you by Spartan Storm Shield, the roof system to last your lifetime. Visit SpartanStormShield.com. 5-2 White Sox. It's the 6th inning. We'll be right back.
Is your roof... Guess who said the following?
Once I caught it, I didn't know Bryce made it around second. I thought he was halfway, and I just had to get it in before he got there. But I guess everybody was in the right spot, right time, and made the play to end it.
That's Michael Harris II after his amazing leaping catch double play to seal the victory in Game 2 of the 2023 NLDS. Catch the next great moment on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Let's go! Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is seeing eye single. Do you know what it means? Seeing eye single. A soft ground ball that finds its way between infielders for a base hit, as if it had eyes of its own.
That is a perfect seeing eye single for Riley Adams.
Expand your vocabulary with the MLB app and MLB.com.
Daniel Espino coming on. This will be Major League appearance number 5. He's given up 3 runs in 3 1/3, striking out 7. 100-mile-an-hour fastball, curve, slider, change. Man, the White Sox shut out for 4 innings, erupt for 5 runs in the 5th and 6th innings on 5 doubles and a home run. 5-2 Chicago. Top of the 6th, nobody out. Tristan Peters, the batter, takes a curveball high. Manager Stephen Vogt, very thin in the bullpen tonight and trying to get another inning out of Slade Ciccone. But the White Sox had no part of it. The 1-0, fouled back, 1-1 the count. Slade Ciccone goes 5 innings, giving up 5 runs on 9 hits, struck out 3, walked 1. This White Sox club is for real, folks. Now the set, now the 1-1 delivery. In there, a strike, 1-2. Everyone says, well, they're ahead of schedule. Nobody expected this. You know what? Baseball's not linear. Baseball's not predictable. That's the beauty of the game. The pitch, outside a ball, 2-2. And it's why you can sit here and say, man, their future's so good. They should just enjoy it. They don't need to go for it this year. To heck with that. You may never have another year like this year. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled back, still 2-2. And the way the American League is so wide open, don't be surprised to see the White Sox try to make their club even better. Why not? 5-2, Chicago's 6th inning. The 2-2 to Peters. And he lines one right at the first baseman, Mansardo, for out number 1. Did anyone think Cleveland would not get back to another World Series after what happened in 2016? The ball club on paper was even stronger in 2017 and didn't get out of the first round of the playoffs. This game is too unpredictable, and it's why it'll be really interesting to see what the White Sox do leading up to the deadline. Jacob Gonzalez, the left-handed hitting first baseman, takes high and wide, ball 1. He's grounded out. He's lined out. First round pick 3 years ago out of the University of Mississippi. The pitch, swung on, drilled to first by the diving Mansardo into right, another base hit. They are scalding the baseball. The White Sox have had a hit in every inning but the third. That's the only inning they went 3 up, 3 down. They have banged out 10 more hits tonight. In this game, they have 5 doubles, a home run, 4 singles, and now the top of the order, batting for the 4th time already, is the leadoff man, Sam Antonacci. He's 2 for 3, double, single, RBI. He takes ball 1, it's outside. This White Sox club is so young, and they're also so confident. They're dangerous, folks. The 1-0 pitch. Down and in, 2-0. Well, let's get you updated on what else is happening around the big leagues, and the scores are always brought to you by the great folks, the Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. Now the set in the 2-0. Waved at, 2-1. Atlanta leading St. Louis 5-3 in the 4th. Cardinals now 8.5 games they've fallen behind Milwaukee in the NL Central. The pitch, swing and a pop foul third base side, 2-2. The Braves lead has shrunk to 2.5 games over Philly in the East. Tampa Bay with a 3-1 lead on Kansas City in the 3rd. Tampa leads the East. They're the best in the American League, and they have a 3.5 game lead on the Yankees. Tampa's won 7 in a row. New York's lost 7 straight. The pitch, swing and a miss. The heater got Antonacci. That is out number 2. That'll bring up Miguel Vargas. Detroit, Texas, no score in the 2nd. Tigers just swept the Yankees. Cincinnati beat Milwaukee today, 7-2. And Pittsburgh walloped Philly 6-1. Colorado hammered Miami 14-4. Here it's 5-2 White Sox in the 6th as Vargas takes the high heater at 98 miles per hour. Vargas 1 for 3 with a double. 2 down, runner at first. The pitch, swing and a miss. 1-1. If you're wondering about the Cubs, Major League Baseball gave them today off. That pitch up and in. They're exhausted. They hit 8 home runs yesterday and embarrassed San Diego 23-3. But the Cubs are an up and down ball club. They've now won 5 in a row. Now the 2-1, fouled it back, and the count 2-2. 5-2. White Sox in control here in the 6th with a runner at first and 2 down. Chicago's lost 7 straight ball games in this ballpark, but they're in control right now. The 2-2 offering. Got him swinging with a wicked fastball at 99 miles an hour. But the White Sox add 2 on the blast by Mydroff. 5-2 Chicago, middle of the 6th.
When you tell... Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better. That Modelo is the markable fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Service Titan is the only fully integrated AI that automates your entire workflow. Born in the trades, built for commercial contractors ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
It's a plethora of lefties. The White Sox had 5 left-handed relief pitchers in their bullpen when Cleveland was in Chicago on the last road trip. Now they're down to 4. Chris Murphy worked an inning and 2/3 of scoreless relief tonight, 5 up, 5 down. He came on with the bases loaded, 1 out in the 4th inning. Cleveland up 2-0, and he turned this game around, getting DeLauder and Manzardo with no runs scoring. Now Gabriel Arias facing the lefty Sean Newcomb, who misses in ball 1. What a revelation Newcomb's been. A .254 ERA with 2 saves, 31 appearances. The pitch outside 2-0. Newcomb, fastball, sinker, cutter, curve, slider, changeup. The kick and pitch, swung on, line drive, base hit to left by Gabriel Arias. Of course, if you're going to play Cleveland, you're going to load up your bullpen with as many left-handers as you can. Cleveland, tonight in the lineup, had 8 left-handed batters. Now, 2 of those switch hitters. Here's one of those switch hitters, Patrick Bailey. He's doubled and singled, but now he'll bat right-handed for the first time. Newcomb's pitch, way inside a ball. When you've got rust to bust, use PB Blaster, Cleveland original since 1957. PB Blaster, working like a pro. Now the 1-0, way outside, 2-0. Cleveland did in the first inning have runners at first and third with nobody out. Had a runner picked off, then had a runner go on a line drive that turned into an inning-ending double play. Bases loaded, 1 out in the 4th, didn't score. The pitch popped up foul right side by Bailey near the White Sox dugout, leaning into the photo bay area to make the catch is the first baseman Gonzalez. Bailey is out number 1. So Cleveland has 2 runs tonight, but once again, just not capitalizing with men at third, less than 2 out. And boy, as the game goes on against good teams like the White Sox, you normally pay a supreme price for that. Here's Stephen Kwan, 1 for 2 with a single. Left on left. The pitch to Kwan, and it's a little wide, ball 1. Newcomb's a guy that has spent 9 years in the minors. This is 10th major league season. Now the 1-0. In tight, almost hit him. Ball 2, 2-0. White Sox have a good bullpen. What is interesting, though, the 2-0 pitch. There's ball 3 outside. The White Sox have the fewest holds in the game. Now, a hold is when a reliever comes in and keeps the lead. It's like a save for a setup man. White Sox have the fewest. That pitch is in there, a strike. For instance, Cleveland has 74 holds. 74 times somebody's come in and held the lead. White Sox, 26. The pitch fouled off to the left. Full count on Kwan. So obviously, that would seem to be a weakness in this White Sox ball club. But it's also one of the weaknesses that are easiest to fix if you're talking about the trade deadline. Now the payoff delivery. And it's outside, ball 4. So Arias to second. Kwan with the walk heads to first. Travis Bazzana, the leadoff man. Bazzana tonight, single, RBI, double, and a walk. Well, here's another opportunity. But again, now a steady diet of left-handed hitters. 3 right-handed bats on the bench. Hedges, Fry, Hoskins. Cleveland down 3. Tying run at the plate. 6th inning. The pitch. Bazzana sends one out of play. Foul. Strike 1. Breeze blowing out toward right. It is still 89 degrees in Cleveland at almost 8:40. And it's humid. The pitch. Down and away with a breaking ball, and the count 0-2. Beg your pardon, 1-1. Eric Sabrowski loosening up in the Cleveland pen. The 1-1. Swung on, hammered, foul down the right side, lower deck. Boy, did he get the head out on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. As Stephen Vogt says about hitters, party time is out in front of the plate. In other words, when you get the bat head out, that's when you can pull the ball and do damage. The pitch, down low, 2-2. Arias at second, Kwan at first. 1 down, 6th inning. White Sox with a 5-2 lead. And a 1-game lead on Cleveland in the AL Central. Now the 2-2. Just missed outside. Another borderline call. And that's when you know Bazzana has got his confidence back and taking those borderline 2-strike pitches for a ball. Full count now on Bazzana. The payoff pitch to Travis. Outside, ball 4. They're loaded up. What an at-bat by Travis Bazzana. Back-to-back walks with the White Sox up 3. And manager Will Venable in the first base dugout going, guys, this is how the other team gets back into the game. So he sends his pitching coach, Zach Bove, out to the mound. And now Chase DeLauder, who is as good a hitter against left-handed pitching as there is in the game, batting .383 against lefties, is going to bat with the bases loaded again. Cleveland has had the bases loaded in 3 different innings tonight, and so far they got 1 run out of it. Now the set, now the pitch. A swing and a foul back, strike one. Chase DeLauder 1 for 3 tonight. Batted with the bases loaded in the fourth, one out, fouled out to third. The 0-1. Strike as he painted the outside corner with a breaking ball. 0-2. Arias, Kwan, Bazana, the base runners. The pitch. Down and away, a breaking ball knocked down by Teal. That was in the right-handed hitter's batter's box. And a 1-2 count on DeLauder. DeLauder is so good against left-handed pitching because he stays in and lets the ball get deep and then can drive it with power the other way toward left. The 1-2. Swung on a high chopper to first. Charged at first. Gloved by the first baseman. Gonzalez steps on the bag. Throws home. Got the out at first, but no chance to get Arias. And it's a 5-3 game on DeLauder's ground out. Arias will score. Kwan to third. Bazana to second. DeLauder with his 39th RBI. And a pinch hitter for Kyle Manzardo is Rhys Hoskins. Manzardo tonight walked twice and lined out. What is bizarre about Cleveland's numbers this year with hitters is Rhys Hoskins is batting just 141 against left-handed pitching, which is normally the strong suit in his game. We'll see now if he can turn that around with one swing of the bat. 5-3 Chicago. Hoskins pinch hitting with runners at second and third, 2 down in the sixth. Hoskins will stay in the game and play first. Newcomb, after a visit from his catcher, delivers a strike at the top of the zone. Hoskins raised his hand to his helmet, but then didn't touch it. Ball one. Outfield straight away. The pitch, backdoored him and missed with the breaking ball downstairs. 1-1 the count. Oh, if he hangs a breaking ball here to Hoskins, Cleveland will have a 1-run lead. Newcomb's ready. Here it comes. Outside and high with another breaking ball, 2-1. He has made 26 pitches this inning, only 10 strikes. The left-hander's ready. Here it comes. Swung on, skied in the air, near home plate. Nobody can see it, and the ball drops by the backstop. The catcher, Teal, had no idea where it was. He stayed at home plate looking up into the sky. It's nearing dusk. The third baseman, Vargas, started to come in, but unless he's Usain Bolt, he's not getting there. 2-2 the count on Rhys Hoskins. Cleveland down a pair, sixth inning. Runners second and third, 2 down. Newcomb, the set, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a fastball at 97 miles an hour. Cleveland scratches out 1 run and now trail 5-3 after 6 on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. StreetEasy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
If you're a commercial contractor, you know the game. Service work projects, crew tracking, cash flow, margins, and more. Here's the problem. You're running your business with disjointed systems that just aren't cutting it. If that's the case, I need to tell you about Service Titan, the only end-to-end platform.
This is interesting. A second inning of work for Daniel Espino. We've not seen that. The young, hard-throwing righty facing catcher Kyle Teal. Again, Cleveland very thin in the bullpen tonight. 5-3 Chicago, seventh inning, pitches in, ball one. Six inning totals, White Sox 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 6 left. The Guardians 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, 9 men stranded. The 1-0. Missed wide, ball 2, 2-0. Be sure to check out the entire Corolla family at your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. You can save big with the electrified Corolla Hybrid. Toyota, let's go places. Teal with a long drive deep down the right field line, but foul. And the count 2-1. 3, 4, and 5 in Will Venable's lineup. What a job he has done managing this young White Sox club. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul at the plate, 2-2. Now the set and delivery. Again, fouled back and out of play. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sean Armstrong in the Cleveland bullpen loosening up. Grant Taylor loosening up in the Sox pen. The 2-2 in tight, moved him. Ball 3, 3-2. Cleveland being very careful in their usage of Daniel Espino. But this is the first time now tonight we've seen the gloves come off a little bit, giving him a second inning of work. Now the payoff. High, and he walked him. So Teal with a leadoff walk here in the 7th. That'll bring up Andrew Benintendi. 25 pitches for Espino. And because whether he works 1 inning or 2 innings tonight, they're going to give him usually a couple of days off after all he's gone through with the multiple shoulder surgeries. Benintendi takes way high and outside. That curveball looked like it slipped out of his hands. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a foul upstairs behind the plate. 1-1. You wonder, would the White Sox might possibly go after a guy like Aroldis Chapman, having a terrific year for the last place Red Sox, if the Red Sox start to trade people away? The 1-1 pitch. Fouled it back, 1-2 the count. It would give them another left-hander, but it would also give them a big-time experienced closer. And, of course, Chapman, a big reason why the Cubs won the World Series 10 years ago. Could he do it on the other side of town? Now the 1-2 delivery to Benintendi. Swing and a weak bouncing ball towards second. Bazzana has nobody to throw to. Now got it to Hoskins just in time. Hoskins went so far towards second on the slow chopper that he almost didn't get back to first in time. Bazzana wisely held on and does get Benintendi. Teal moves to second. That is out number one. And here's Colson Montgomery, 1 for 3 with a single. And the White Sox are challenging the out call at first. They wonder if Hoskins had his foot on the bag in time or had it on the bag at all and then kicked it a second time and had Montgomery check that Benintendi already beaten it. So we'll see what the crew in New York has. It's a bang-bang play at first. White Sox may feel like here in the 7th inning, why not take a shot at the challenge? Looks like he was out, but again, it's whether or not Hoskins had the foot on the bag. It was hard to tell as he kicked it a second time. Chicago saw Cleveland take a 2-0 lead in the third on an RBI double by Travis Bazzana and a bases-loaded walk. Here's the call.
After review, the call of the field is confirmed. The runner is out. Chicago will lose their challenge.
There you go. Here's Colson Montgomery. 1 for 3, a single. Montgomery hitting 5th out of Huntingtonburg, Indiana. First-round pick out of high school 5 years ago. He's had back issues, which is concerning when you think how young he is, just 24. The pitch outside a ball. Say they draft the UCLA shortstop, Rock Chowalski, with the number 1 pick in the draft a week from Saturday night. The 1-0 outside 2-0. Then at some point, a decision will have to be made with Montgomery and Chowalski. If that becomes the case, somebody's going to have to move to third. Now the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Good slider. But that's, as Herb Score used to say, not a problem, a situation. You want situations. That means you have positive issues to solve. Can never have too many good players. The pitch, bullseye, and the count 2-2, and he's still throwing 98 miles per hour. Five to 3 White Sox. They've got a runner at second, 1 out in the 7th. As Montgomery steps back in, 21 bombs, 49 homers. Now the pitch, outside, full count. Might be the final batter for Espino one way or the other, just because we've not seen him at this point go this deep with this many pitches. The payoff, swung on, smashed to first, on his knees, backhanded by Hoskins, up flipping to Espino for the out. Heck of a play on that smash at first to Hoskins. Runner to third, 2 down. Here comes Stephen Vogt. It's 5-3 Chicago. Now this pitching change.
Is your roof You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Are you ready to round the bases with base balderdash? Today's phrase is small ball. Do you know what it means? Small ball. Advancing base runners methodically, 1 base at a time, often with the sacrifice fly or bunt.
It's a nice job all the way around here for the Rangers and playing a little bit of small ball.
Expand your vocabulary with the MLB app and MLB.com. It's time to step up to the plate to see if you can guess which baseball player or manager said the following.
It was a big moment for us. You know, we had to win 3 games. If we knew we had to win 3 games, we were going to have a real chance at winning this thing. And we came back here 2 games, down 2 games, and we were able to accomplish what we had to accomplish.
That's Ozzie Smith after his walk-off home run in Game 5 of the 1985 NLCS. Catch the next great moment on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Time for a station ID on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network. Tom Hamilton, Jim Rosenhaus, Brian Motze. Hot, steamy night here on the shores of Lake Erie. 91 degrees at game time. Flags barely moving. White Sox 5, Cleveland 3. 7th inning, runner at third, 2 down. Sean Armstrong facing the switch-hitting Braden Montgomery, batting left-handed. 1 for 2, a double and a walk. Montgomery fouled it straight back. This young man spent his first 2 years in college at Stanford and then transferred to Texas A&M. Then became a first-round pick by Boston 2 years ago. Same draft as Travis Pisano. The 0-1 waved at 0-2. Montgomery went 12th overall in the draft of 2024, and then Boston put him in that Garrett Crochet package. And he came up to the White Sox on June 9th. And he hasn't played much in the minor leagues. Didn't play at all after he was drafted. Remember, he fractured his foot that year in the NCAA Super Regionals. This is his second pro season. Now the 0-2. Swung on, popped him up, playable. The third baseman Arias backpedals into shallow left. Good job by Sean Armstrong. Stretch time at the corner of Carnegie and Ontario. It's still a 5-3 White Sox lead.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better. That Modelo is the markable fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
If you're a commercial contractor, you know the game. Service work projects, crew tracking, cash flow, margins, and more. Here's the problem. You're running your business with disjointed systems that just aren't cutting it. If that's the case, I need to tell you about Service Titan, the only end-to-end platform.
Well, guess what? Another left-hander. 1 of 4 in the White Sox pen. 3 in a row being used by manager Will Venable. This will be Brandon Eisert taking over in the 7th, 5-3 Chicago. Eisert, 23rd appearance 1 win, a 5.16 ERA. He's given up 5 home runs. Iser, low 90s, fastball, sinker, cutter, slider, changeup. Brandon Iser. He played with Stephen Kwan at Oregon State University. Here's Khalil Watson, 0 for 2 with a walk, batting cleanup. Left on left. Isert's ready, and the pitch. And he sends one in the air, fairly deep left center. On the run is Peters on the warning track, or close to it, to make the catch in left center. That'll bring up Brian Rocchio, batting right-handed, 0 for 2 with a bases loaded walk. Cleveland got the lead in the 3rd inning. Patrick Bailey doubled, Travis Bazzana doubled him in, and later Brian Rocchio drew a bases loaded walk. Cleveland loaded them up again in the 6th with the 1 out and got a ground out RBI. Rocchio takes a backdoor curve. Ball 1. Cleveland had bases loaded, 1 out in the 4th, didn't score. 1st and 3rd, nobody out in the 1st, and didn't score. The pitch, swing and a miss, 1-1. White Sox down 2-0, scored 3 in the 5th on 4 doubles. 2-run double by Kyle Teal, RBI double by Sam Antonacci. Rocchio fouling it back and out of play, 1-2. Then a 2-run blast to right by Chase Meidroth in the 6th. 5-3 the score, White Sox in the 7th. Isert's ready. Back toward the hitter. Fires crossfire. Up and in. 2-2. Cooper Angle being lifted for a pinch hitter. David Fry on deck. The pitch. Got him swinging at a pitch in the dirt. Teal digs it out, steps into fair territory, throws to first to complete the strikeout of Rocchio. It's only the 2nd White Sox strikeout tonight. Their pitcher's only 2 strikeouts, 7 walks. But Cleveland's not made Chicago pay. Cleveland's walked 7 times, had 7 hits, but have scratched out 3 runs. 1 on a ground out, 1 on a bases loaded walk. Here's pinch hitter David Fry. He takes up high, ball 1. He'll stay in the game and play left field. 7th inning, 2 down, bases empty, 5-3 Chicago. Fry taking a strike to even the count. The next offering, down and in, ball 2, 2-1. Cleveland 1 for 9 tonight with men in scoring position. They're getting people on. Just need that big base hit to break an inning open. Fry with a long drive, deep left, on its way to the porch and gone. David Fry with a pinch hit home run to the porch and left. And it's a 1-run game. Chicago now leads 5-4 here in the 7th inning. And David Fry with his 6th home run of the year. So the Guardians creep a little closer with 2 down and Gabriel Arias, the batter.
It's back-to-back days going deep for David Fry, and he was saying before the game tonight it may have loosened him up a little bit. Yesterday's home run, as he's been working hard at it, finally got results.
Here's Gabriel Arias. Arias 1 for 3, a single, and he takes a called strike. Well, David Fry got a fastball that was middle, and he didn't miss. The 0-1. Swung on, hit in the air, deep center, not deep enough. Peters is back to pull it down. We'll go to the 8th. White Sox now with a 5-4 lead over the Guardians on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
Now when you play Powerball, add Double Play for only $1 more. Your numbers will be entered into the Double Play drawing for a chance to win up to $10 million. Double the play for just $1 more. If only everything good could be doubled. Double vacation days. Double desserts. Double your favorite dog, Dolly. Double your play with Powerball Double Play for just $1 more.
Try it today. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Most of the time, La Playa sounds like this. For some, La Playa also sounds like this.
The 30, the 20, the 10.
But no matter what, this is our playa. Corona, La Playa awaits. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
It's time to step up to the plate to see if you can guess which baseball player or manager said the following.
It was a big moment for us. We had to win 3 games. If we knew we had to win 3 games, we were going to have a real chance at winning this thing. And we came back here 2 games, down 2 games, and we were able to accomplish what we had to accomplish.
That's Ozzie Smith after his walk-off home run in Game 5 of the 1985 NLCS. Catch the next great moment on the MLB app and MLB.com. Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Sean Armstrong stays out there for the 8th inning. David Fry now in left field, 5-4 Chicago. Sean Armstrong's pitch, Chase Meidroth takes its high. Meidroth, 1 for 3, his 2-run homer to right in the 6th. Gave Chicago a 5-2 lead. Now it's 5-4. The pitch, Meidroth takes down low. Meidroth played at the University of San Diego. 22,556 tickets sold on a hot, muggy night in Northeast Ohio. Meidroth looks at a strike, 2-1. Guardians and White Sox tomorrow night. Dollar Dogs, free T-shirts. Post-game fireworks. Tickets at CLEGuardians.com. The pitch banged on the ground to third, gloved at the cut of the grass by Arias. Throws the ball away off the screen in front of the photo bay area. To second goes Meidroth as Gabriel Arias, on a routine play to third, just lollipopped the throw to first. Hit well in front of Hoskins, and he couldn't swoop it. 2-base throwing error on Gabriel Arias. That'll bring up Tristan Peters, 1 for 3 with a double. That's a huge run at second base. These teams are playing for the 4th time this year, and for the 4th time this year, it's a 1-run game. Now the pitch to Peters. He may bunt. Nope. Way inside. Reaching across his body to backhand it was the catcher Bailey. Arias and Hoskins in at the corners on the grass looking for a bunt from Peters. The 1-0. No bunt, and he lofts one in the air. Not very deep. Right center, Stephen Kwan makes the catch. Tagging going to third. Meidroth, throw to third. The tag made by Arias. Meidroth went in standing and was out by 8 feet. What a throw by Kwan. And Arias was waiting to slap the tag on Meidroth, who runs the White Sox into another out on a ball not hit deep at all to right center. And a nice pick on the short hop at third by Arias. Here's Jacob Gonzalez, 1 for 3 with a single. And he takes high and wide, ball 1. Oh, was that a big-time throw by Kwan? And a heck of a pick by Arias at third. 2 down. Bases empty. 5-4 White Sox. The pitch. And it's in there, a strike, 1-1 the count. And who knows, the way these two ball clubs continue to play these heart stoppers, every mistake and every run is critical. The pitch. And I don't know. Maybe outside. Each team with one challenge remaining. Patrick Bailey may have challenged otherwise. The 2-1 pitch to Gonzalez. And he fouls it upstairs. 2-2. Now Stephen Kwan, what else is new? Leads the league in throwing runners out. This time from center field. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, foul down the left side. We'll do it again at 2-2. Slade Ciccone went 5 tonight, gave up 5 runs. Daniel Espino, his longest outing in the big leagues, an inning and 2/3 of scoreless relief. Now Sean Armstrong getting it done. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, a chopper in the hole to his left, fielded by Arias. Spins, throws, wide throw, pulled Hoskins off the bag. Hoskins says, challenge that call. I kept my foot on the bag. And we'll see what Cleveland does. They'll challenge the call at first. Hoskins said, I stretched but kept my foot on the bag. Right now, runner at first, 2 down. White Sox up 5-4 in the 8th. But Cleveland's walking off the field. They think they already know. Well, we'll let the crew in New York tell us. Meanwhile, Marathon is here to keep you and your team fueled all summer long. Marathon, driven together. The Guardians are all coming off the field toward the third base dugout. Gabriel Arias is already in the dugout. Well, it's taking New York a long time to make a call. If Hoskins kept the foot on the bag, it was by a long toenail. That's why you never clip them, young players out there. Great stretch by Hoskins. Arias, good range to his left, but the throw a little to the right field side of the bag. And boy, these plays normally don't take this long in New York. That's probably an indication the call will not be overturned. May not be enough evidence to overturn it. Here comes the call.
After review, the call in the field is overturned. The runner is out.
Like I say, when it takes a long time, the call is always overturned.
I thought you said that.
Yeah. The next time I'm right on a challenge will be a sign of the apocalypse. 5-4 White Sox. It's the middle of the 8th.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better. That Modelo is the markable fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
If you're a commercial contractor, you know the game. Service work projects, crew tracking, cash flow, margins, and more. Here's the problem. You're running your business with disjointed systems that just aren't cutting it. If that's the case, I need to tell you about Service Titan, the only end-to-end platform.
Well, by golly, the White Sox do have a right-hander in that bullpen. They've got 4 lefties. We've seen 3 of them. Now the right-hander, Grant Taylor, is coming on to try to protect a 5-4 Chicago lead here in the bottom half of inning number 8. Grant Taylor, he throws 100 miles an hour. Fastball, cutter, curve, slider. Patrick Bailey batting left-handed, checks on a pitch down, ball 1. Bailey has doubled and singled, 2 for 3. Grant Taylor this year, 32 appearances, 4 wins, 2 saves, 2.70 ERA. Bailey takes a heater strike. How about this number? Taylor, 62 strikeouts, 43 innings of work. 5-4 Chicago in the bottom of the 8th. Brandon Eisert went an inning, gave up a run. Now the windup and the 1-1. And it's in there, 1-2. Now tonight, Cleveland has scored 2 runs off 2 of the 3 left-handed relievers they have faced. Now the righty, Grant Taylor, the wind, the pitch. And he got him swinging. Good curveball. Wow. 1 down here, Stephen Kwan. 1 for 2, a single and a walk. Grant Taylor played at LSU, so you can't play at a bigger college program than LSU. 2nd round pick by the White Sox 3 years ago. The pitch. Outside a ball, and the White Sox got him in the 2nd round because he had Tommy John surgery 1 week before his junior year at LSU. The pitch backs him off the plate. So he didn't even get to play his junior year at LSU. Would have been a 1st round pick. Who knows how high. What a steal to get him in the 2nd round. The 2-0 pitch. Down low, 3-0. Well, you know Kwan's taking here. Here it comes. There's ball 4. It's low. Man, White Sox have walked 8. And Cleveland hasn't made Chicago suffer enough for those walks. Only one of those walks has directly resulted in a run. That was a bases loaded walk. Top of the order, Travis Bazzana, 2 walks, RBI, double, and a single. Boy, this ought to be a fun matchup. A guy that can really hit a fastball, Travis Bazzana, against a guy that can really unleash the heat. The pitch, and it's high, ball 1. Tying run at first, 1 out, 8th inning. Taylor looks over the shoulder to first. Kwan barely off the bag. The pitch, and he went with a breaking ball for a strike on the curve. 1-1 the count. Outfield, straight away, medium deep. Kwan a little further off. The pitch. Curveball strike, barely nicked the outside corner. And a 1-2 count. Boy, if he gets that curveball over, look out. Now the 1-2. And before it's made, a throw to first, Quan back standing. 5-4, Chicago with the lead. Cleveland batting in the 8th. 1 out, 1 on. Now the pitch. Up high, a curveball, didn't miss by much. Boy, Travis Bazzana has taken some close pitches tonight with 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on. 5-4 Chicago 8th inning. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Heater high and wide. Got him. Boy, did that ball have some tail to it. That is out number 2. Strikeout number 2. Here's Chase DeLauder. 1 for 4. A single. A run batted in. The pitch. Fastball strike. 98 miles per hour. Davis Martin went 3 1/3, and boy, did Will Venable make a great managerial move, getting him out when the game was still winnable. The 0-1 swung on, fouled upstairs. And that is hard to do with a guy as good as Davis Martin, 9-3 on the year, but he just didn't have it tonight, walking 5. And Will Venable got him out of the game with the bases loaded, 1 out in the 4th, 2-0 Cleveland, and the tide turned. The 0-2 swung on, grounded to second, dropping to Aeneas Mydroth, gets up, throws high, but in time to get DeLauder, and we'll go to the 9th with the Sox still up 5-4 in the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Hear me out. What if we go to White Castle and get the new garlic parm chicken sliders with juicy chicken, crispy onions, and garlic parm sauce? And what if we get the combo with 2 sliders, mozzarella sticks, and a drink? Yeah, that's a thing, and it's only $6.99. As your castle craving, it's my job to make sure you know this stuff. What if we go now?
New garlic parm chicken slider combo at participating castles for a limited time while supplies last. Tax not included. White Castle. Crave thy castle.
It all started in the city of brotherly love, the framework of a nation drafted by history's boldest visionaries.
We, the people of the United States.
Now, baseball's sharpest minds gather at the same fateful site to draft their own blueprint for success. Watch baseball write its next defining chapter, one name at a time. The MLB Draft, presented by Nippon Express. July 11th, coverage begins 1 Eastern on NBC and continues on MLB Network at 2:30.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to
Well, Cleveland's bullpen has been dynamite tonight. You know, it's actually a pretty redundant statement. Just about every night, Cleveland's bullpen is outstanding. Sean Armstrong went an inning and a third of scoreless relief. Daniel Espino an inning and 2/3 of scoreless relief. And now the left-hander Tim Herron. And the top of the order and a pinch hitter for Sam Antonaccio as Randall Grichuk, the veteran right-handed batter, will step to the plate. Boy, this guy has had a heck of a year in a part-time role and as a pinch hitter. The pitch, and it's down and in. Curveball for ball 1. Tim Herron 38th appearance, a 3.07 ERA. Grichuk, 5 for 19 as a pinch hitter. The pitch to him, and he sends one in the air to deep center. Kwan going back, still going back. Kwan near the wall, made the catch. He was almost out of room, and it just kept carrying. To dead center, Randall Grichuk almost came off the bench with another home run. One down. That'll bring up Miguel Vargas. Vargas 1 for 4 with a double. Another good one between these two clubs, but the White Sox up a run in the ninth. The pitch, in there, a strike. In the bottom of the ninth, it'll be Hoskins, Watson, and Rocchio. They could very well face Grant Taylor. Nobody throwing right now in the Sox pen. The pitch waved at. Dominguez has had 12 saves this year. Taylor does have a couple. Five to 4 Chicago. Cleveland had led 2-0 until the 5th. Now the 0-2. Way inside with a breaking ball, 1-2 the count. After 4, Texas beating up Detroit 5-0. 5-0. Now the 1-2. Swung on, banged on the ground, a short backhanded and shallow left. Rocchio, one-hop throw to first. Got him by a hair. Boy, did Vargas hustle down the line. Good play again at short by Brian Rocchio. 2 down for Kyle Teal. Crazy game in Atlanta. Braves had a 5-run first. St. Louis a 7-run 7th. 10-5 St. Louis in the 7th in Georgia. 5-4 White Sox in the 9th. 2 down, nobody on. Kyle Teal, 2-run double, leans back from the Tim Herron offering. You wonder sometimes, how does anyone hit Tim Herron with his stuff? The big left-hander, wicked fastball, curve, slider. That pitch, and he popped that one in there at 94 miles per hour. Tim Herron, part of one of the best bullpens in the game. Now can Cleveland rally in the bottom of the 9th? The pitch, swung on, fouled off to the third base side, sweep level. To this point, this is game 88. Cleveland's had one walk-off win this year. One. Cleveland's had one win this year when they've trailed after 8. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Tim Herron overmatched Kyle Teal. We go to the bottom of the 9th. One last crack for the Guardians, trailing the Sox 5-4 on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
In this business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that's seamless.
Well, we have a positional change for the White Sox, who lead by a score of 5-4. Junior Perez now in left field. Rhys Hoskins to lead it off against Grant Taylor. 5-4 Sox. Pitch dips low, a breaking ball for ball one. Taylor, the wind and pitch. Down low, 2-0. Well, he's not been real sharp command-wise. Taylor's made 18 pitches, 50-50 split, strikes and balls. Hoskins takes ball 3. It's low. Remember, Taylor, 2 saves on the year. He's trying to get a 6-out save. Hoskins 0 for 1, the pitch. And it's ball 4 down low. How about that? That is the 9th walk issued by Chicago pitching tonight. Not one of the batters that has reached on a walk has scored for Cleveland. Hoskins will be lifted for a pinch runner, Daniel Schneemann. Here's Khalil Watson. Could the kid walk it off? He's 0 for 3 with a walk. Tying run at first. Nobody out. The pitch. High, ball 5. Boy, at some point, you would think Chicago is going to regret these walks. We'll see. Right-hander up in the Sox bullpen. The pitch high. And it is their closer, Sir Anthony Dominguez. It's interesting that he's warming up and that he didn't come in to pitch tonight. 2-0 the count on Watson. The pitch. At the knees, borderline strike, 2-1. Five to 4 Sox, 1 on, nobody out, 9th inning. The pitch, swing and a foul back, and the count quickly now evens up at 2-2. The next delivery, a swing and a liner to right down the line, foul. We'll do it again at 2-2. One thing about this young man gives you an idea of the bat speed of Khalil Watson. The 2-2. Swung on, fouled it at the plate, threw him a slider. Boy, you go to spring training and sometimes you wonder, is it a mirage what we're seeing? Because, again, guys are working on things, talking about pitchers and whatnot. Khalil Watson was so impressive this spring. Folks, he's the real deal. Now the 2-2. Swing and a little jam job floated into left center. Coming in and making the catch is Peters, cutting in front of the left fielder, Perez. So Watson out number 1. Here's Brian Rocchio, switch hitter batting left.